Mike Kellen here with a great question submitted. How do I measure my ROI or return on investment on my marketing spend? So the first piece I'm going to recommend before we go into any of that is going into our software, even pen and paper, Excel sheet, wherever we're tracking this, we need to set up a tracking methodology. So we're going to go in very basic. We're going to list all of our lead sources. So whether it's Google Local, Facebook, pay-per-click, door hangers, flyers, every door direct mailing, 9-arounds, whatever that is, we need a list of all of those. When someone calls your office, we're going to ask them how they heard about us, and we are going to attribute that lead to that lead source. In addition, as we get a little more advanced, we can go into things called UTM parameters. Basically, it's a little chunk at the end of a URL that will attribute a lead acquisition from a certain posting or a certain ad when we're driving them to your website or a certain dedicated page on your website. But the main idea is we want to track all these lead sources and track the start and end of the campaign with the paid dollar amount. What we're going to have is then a total amount of clients. We're dividing that into our marketing spend. That is going to get us our CAC, or client acquisition cost. So depending whether it's fertilization, weed control, design, build, or maintenance for mowing, those numbers are going to vary. But we see them probably above $100, $120 to $130 ballpark on average across all the different services. But be aware that your cost of your client acquisition will go up as it's more competitive in the market or specific services. In addition, we are going to be looking at our client lifetime value. So at a bare minimum, there's a 3-to-1 ratio we usually like to look at. We have a 3-to-1 return on the client lifetime value versus our client acquisition cost. So we're making 3 times as much as it costs us to acquire the client. But first of all, list your lead sources, track the expenses behind there, and go in through UTM parameters and going in and actually physically putting those in there in your software. And you should be able to go in and get a pretty average number of client acquisition costs across all services.